My name's Abigail, and you're listening to Absolutely Me. Wow. Merry Christmas, my little gremlins, and welcome back to another episode of Absolutely Me. This is going to be a fun episode, a special episode, because it's all about Christmas. And I just want you guys to know right off the bat, I've been a Christmas, I wouldn't say Christmas hater, but a Christmas non-lover for most of my life. I think my birthday is 5 days after Christmas, so I think that that's like really what's contributed to me not liking it the most, is that my birthday is 5 days after Christmas, and it feels like if anybody in December knows, their birthdays just kind of get swept under the rug. And you know, my mom tried her best to, like, she always takes down Christmas decorations the day after Christmas, and we try to, you know, make my birthday special, but it's just hard when it feels like everyone's being celebrated already, and then it just is like I get like one present from people and they're like, oh, this is for your birthday and Christmas present, and it's like, okay, they're different events, but that's fine, I guess. And I don't know, it's hard. Christmas and your birthday so close together are really hard. I'm gonna try. I can't have any other life events in December ever. Like, if I get married again, I will not get married in December. Like, I cannot have any kids in December. Like, there's just already too much going on. I cannot put my children through that. I know that that's like not completely possible to plan, but I'm gonna do my best. And so I've been kind of a Christmas hater for a lot of my life, but for some reason this year I've been feeling like really nostalgic about Christmas, and I feel like I haven't really had as much of the Christmas spirit as I really want to. I feel like when you grow up and you have kind of your own space, you're like renting somewhere in just like a room, it's hard to like feel Christmassy. And I bought a bunch of penguins a bunch of like little penguin statues from the Harmons, which is a grocery store by my house. I walked in and they're only like $5 each. I bought 4 of them and they're so cute, and I put them on my dresser. And I bought this like Christmas garland from Target, and you know, I couldn't find anywhere to put the garland, and the penguins are super cute, but that's really like the only Christmas cheer I've got going on. And I just miss like the feeling of when you were little and you had the Christmas tree in your living room and it was just so cozy. And like I haven't gone on a single drive to like look for Christmas lights. I like haven't really even done any Christmas things. I bought some gingerbread house things for me and my boyfriend to make, and we just haven't been able to do it. And I have watched like maybe 2 Christmas movies, you know, so I'm feeling a real lack in Christmas spirit this year, and I miss it. I miss the Christmas spirit. I miss like being a little kid, like I said, and just I'm feeling very nostalgic for that feeling. And I think this weekend it'll get a little bit better. I have like some family parties. Christmas, this drops on Friday, and it'll be like 4 days away by the time this episode drops that Christmas will be. And I've got some Christmas parties and some things and some stuff with my friends and with family. And then Christmas will actually be here, and so hopefully it'll feel a little bit more like Christmas once Christmas actually comes. And I'm just excited for the opportunity, like in the next few years of my life, as I get like my own place, you know, have my own family, be able to create Christmas magic in my own life and in my own house, and like decorate my house with a tree and like a wreath, and like I just keep seeing all these things, and I just want to make a magical Christmas environment for myself and my family. So I'm really very much looking forward to that in the next few years. But as of right now, like I said, my boyfriend and I are just renting a basement in a townhome, and so it's hard when it's not our space. You know, there's only so much you can do, and we have no storage, so I have nowhere to like store a tree or any other decorations. I have no idea where the penguins are going to go. They're probably just going to live on my dresser for the next year, to be honest. We'll see. But hopefully you guys are all having some Merry Christmas joy, and I really just am excited for this new year. I'm going to try and put out an episode next week also, and just kind of talk about my year and talk about my, do a year-end review with you guys and talk about my goals for 2024. I really do feel like it's been a good year, and so I'm excited to talk about that with you guys next week. But I just really wanted to talk about Christmas and Christmas traditions and what I love about Christmas, what I don't love about Christmas, and just spend some time reminiscing with you guys. I think growing up, part of what made Christmas so magical, obviously, was the belief in Santa. I think made it extra magical because there was just this like outside force, something bigger than yourselves and bigger than your family. I don't know, as a kid, like believing in Santa, it was magical because it was this big thing, and my parents always made a really big deal out of Christmas and Christmas Eve when we were growing up. We had so many traditions, and I'm such a tradition person, and my family is really funny. We have traditions for everything, like every holiday you could name and think of. Like one of our biggest parties of the year is for St. Patrick's Day, and we just like completely go all out for St. Patrick's Day. And for Christmas, like it's no different. And growing up in Utah, I remember we would go to Temple Square in downtown Salt Lake City, and we would walk around. They had like a bunch of lights at the Temple Square with like the LDS temple there and some of the grounds around. And they had so many lights, and we would go for like youth activities there, for youth church activities. We would walk around. We would, go ice skating. When I was young, I would ski. And just like being in school, you would do like little Christmas crafts in school. In elementary school, you usually had like a Christmas party. And I saw this reel on Instagram the other day, and it was referencing Christmas in the early 2000s. And it just had like, oh, can you guys hear that? Someone, I think we just got an Amazon package at my parents' house. Hopefully you guys couldn't hear that. The Google was telling me somebody's at the front door. But I think this video, it was like Christmas in the early 2000s. And it was just pictures of like elementary school classrooms like decked out with decorations, and you had like, the little snowflakes that you would make, and like the Christmas cookies and hot chocolate and presents under the like lit up Christmas tree and like Christmas lights and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I miss that. I loved Christmas as a kid, other than the fact that it was right before my birthday. I like loved Christmas time. And I was kind of a Christmas music hater for a long time too. It would like kind of annoy me, but I've come more into that. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But just Christmas as a elementary school kid was always so great. And for a really long time, we had like this tradition on Christmas Eve, just with my family, where we would, on Christmas Eve day, we would completely, like, we would clean the whole house. We would do all this stuff. And we did this whole deep clean. My mom was so smart, honestly. She had us deep clean the whole house. And then in the afternoons, we would go see a movie because we were all just, like, so anxious for Christmas. We just, like, wanted it to be Christmas. And Christmas Eve was like the longest day of your entire life as a little kid. And so my mom kept us really busy. We would go to a movie and we saw some really good movies. Like I remember we went and saw Frozen one year on Christmas Eve, and that was like a transformative experience. I don't know if any of you guys saw Frozen in theaters when it came out. Oh my gosh. Like that was a magical moment. And so that was always really fun, and it kept us really busy throughout the day. And then at night we would make scones, and my mom would make soup, and we had that for like years and years growing up, and I loved it. My mom didn't like it. We don't do that anymore because she doesn't like the cooking, but on Christmas Eve, but I like loved it. And then we would do the nativity story. We would usually like read a Christmas story or like a book about Christmas, or like talk about, religion and the meaning behind Christmas in a religious aspect. And then we would get Christmas pajamas every year, and my mom would let us open our Christmas pajamas. New Year's Eve we would open them, and then we would go and get in the car and like eat a little treat and go and drive around. And where I grew up, there's mountains like right next to us, and you can drive up into the neighborhoods in the mountains and like look out over this valley, and you can see pretty far. And we would always go on this drive and we would look for Rudolph's nose. And again, my parents were so smart that we'd like drive around and we'd look for Rudolph, and when we thought we saw it, we'd be like, oh my gosh, we have to like go home, and we'd rush home super fast. We'd come home, get in our beds, and my parents would be like, go, 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 we gotta go to bed or Santa's not gonna stop by our house. So we'd all get home, and we would fall asleep super fast because we wanted Santa to come. And then when we would wake up in the morning, we would always be really anxious, just how kids are on Christmas morning. We were always super anxious. And so me and my 3 siblings, I'm the oldest of 4, we would all be forced to wait in a location that wasn't where the presents were at in the mornings, and we would have to wait until my parents got everything finished setting up, and then we would take the worst photos of us of all time, our Christmas morning photos. They would corral us into a little space wherever the presents weren't, usually at the top or the bottom of stairs, and they would take photos of us, and they're literally the worst photos, but they're super cute. As we got older, they just keep getting worse and worse and worse. But they would take our photo, and then they would let us go down to the presents, youngest to oldest. So I always had to be the last one to go to the presents, and we would run upstairs, and we had our stockings and our Santa presents. And then I also recently learned that not all families are a open present one by one family. We would take turns opening presents. We would go youngest to oldest, and everybody would watch that person open that present. And I just learned that not everybody does that a lot of families are just a free-for-all family. And I think that explains a lot about my family, but it was good. I think it was a good system. I mean, I've never known any other way, but I think it's a good system, and it was fun, and we got to see everybody's reactions, and have a bunch of presents that we got to open that weren't our stocking and our main Santa present. And the past few years too, as we've gotten older, we've been drawing names as a family. And so we get kind of a bigger present for the person that we draw names for. And then growing up, after we would open our presents, can you guys hear me yawn? I'm ready for this week to be over. I'm ready to be done with work and to the Christmas spirit. But we would always go over to my grandparents' house during the day, and we would take our favorite presents with us, and all of my cousins would do the same. And usually my mom's parents would come over in the mornings to our house, and we would showcase what we got, and they would kind of do the rounds with all the cousins. And we had parties with my mom's side of the family 2 days before Christmas, where everybody would get together, and we would have a Christmas party. And then the day of Christmas, we would get together with my dad's side of the family, go over to my grandparents' house. We would all the cousins would bring their presents. and usually it was like a battle of who had the best present, and we had a bunch of presents that we would bring over. Our parents probably wanted to kill us because we would just literally bring all of our presents with us. We'd like wear our new outfit that we got for Christmas and like dress all fancy and cute and bring all of our special presents over, and then we'd just be there like all day, and we would eat lunch there and dinner there usually. I think from what I remember, like we'd have a big meal and then we'd just like snack on it throughout the day and just hang out with all of our cousins, and it was pretty fun. And then our grandparents would like, growing up, they would get us the same present. Like they would get all the grandkids the same present. Like one year they gave us all camping stuff, and we got like a walking stick, and we all got like the same lantern. Or like one year we all got like a blanket that my grandma had like handmade. And so it was just like random stuff. It was really fun though. And usually I would get my birthday present on Christmas from both my grandparents. So I'd open those. And, you know, you already know how I feel about that. But it was fine. It was a convenient time to give it to me, I guess. But that was like, those are some really fun memories that I have growing up of Christmas. And just thinking about Christmas in like elementary school with making snowmen and sledding. At the elementary school I went to, we had a hill in the back, and sledding was like a huge thing. And eventually kids like were getting hurt, and so they told us we couldn't bring sleds to school anymore. But then you would just wear all your snow gear, and then you could just slide down the hill anyways, and people would like make jumps and all this stuff. And we'd like go on the weekends to the elementary school and like build the jumps up and like go down it, so it's like super icy and slickery, and it was so fun. I remember that. And as a teenager too, I remember Christmas, something that I've been thinking about is especially when I was in high school, I was in singing. I did choir, and I was in like the advanced singing choirs. And so during Christmas time, we would go out and we would do like performances, and we would do them at like, church Christmas parties. We would go to like old folks' homes. We would go to like business parties, people if they had work parties, you know, we went to, and we would perform all like December long, and we were doing like multiple performances a week, like sometimes like 2 performances or 3 performances a night. And it was crazy. It was really fun though. That's like something I really miss about Christmas, is being in choir and like doing Christmas music and like singing Christmas music and having like a Christmas concert and performing Christmas music, like doing the little dances and all that stuff. I really do miss that. And there's just some good things about that time of life that were so fun and so magical and so busy. And I feel like I'm busy now, but it was just like a different, more like innocent, fun kind of busy. And I think that helps like with the spirit of Christmas too, just all the magical things that we would do. And like I said, I kind of resented Christmas because it was so close to my birthday. I would always tell people, oh, like Christmas is not even my favorite holiday. Like, and still, I don't know if it's my number one favorite. I have my favorites. I love Halloween. I love the 4th of July. I'm kind of weird. But I am learning, I love Christmas a lot, and this year I've listened to a lot of Christmas music just like on my own, and I've kind of grown more into listening to Christmas music on my own. I still get annoyed if people listen to Christmas music before Thanksgiving. I'm still kind of a stickler about that, but now at least like I'm not like yelling at people as much, except for I did yell at my boyfriend because he tried to play Christmas music in the car on our way to Thanksgiving. I was like, no, you have to wait till tomorrow. But I just like to respect the sanctity of the different holidays, you know? Like, every holiday is their own holiday and deserves to be celebrated. And Christmas is just so commercialized. I get annoyed with that. I could go off on this whole tangent about it, but I won't. I just love Christmas, you guys. This year, I'm so excited about Christmas, and I should keep a tally of how many times I've said Christmas this episode. It's probably getting kind of annoying. I also have been informed that I have kind of a lisp when I say my S's. So Christmas is not a great word for me to say because it's got 2 S's. But there's a lot of other words with it. Anyways, I'm just going off on a tangent here. But I love Christmas this year, and I'm really excited for the Christmas activities I have this weekend. I'm going to my grandma's house for a Christmas party. My friends are doing a Christmas party. We've got Christmas Eve on Saturday or Sunday. Christmas Eve is on Sunday, and then Christmas on Monday. And randomly, I'm going to Mamma Mia with my mom and my sister this weekend too, which is kind of hilarious. But I'm just excited for celebrating, and I hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas. And I wish I had some tips to give you guys on like gift giving and all that stuff. I'm not very good at giving tips on gift giving, but I feel like I'm really good at gift giving. I'm pretty excited about the presents that I got people this year. I nailed it with my best friend present. I nailed it with my friend drawing present. I nailed it with my present I got from my mom. I nailed it with the presents I got from my boyfriend. I'm feeling pretty confident this year about presents, and I have no idea what I'm getting for Christmas. I have no idea. I sent a wish list to my mom. I know what my brother's getting me because I saw what he ordered on Amazon. But I'm just excited, and I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. Sorry this is a shorter episode, but I just wanted it to be short and sweet and bring you some Merry Christmas vibes. So I love you all. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas! Thanks for listening to another episode of Absolutely Me. Thank you to everyone who helped make this possible. Shout out to Tanner Johnson for the amazing intro. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, tell all your friends. And we'll be back next Friday with another episode. Love you. Bye.